never thought in a million years I would ever be at Penn Station. I used to have a funny look at people who were homeless because I'm like, oh, you just out here begging. And I had that perception until I became homeless and started to understand it. We can't say that about people because we don't know their story.
I came in one night, the block was cut off at 2:30 in the morning. By the time I got around the corner, it was my building that was on fire. That was the beginning of my homelessness.
When you come here, meaning homelessness, it's by different means. You got here by different means. But it can happen to anybody.
It's hard to become homeless because you never think, I would never be homeless. I give out money all the time. That would never be me. Become homeless. That's when your insanity begins.
You want to go first, or you want me to?
No, ladies first.
I'm Ginger Warden, and some 30 plus years ago, my husband and I were curious about homelessness and wanted to make some sort of outreach to people who lived on the street. And we started coming into Lower Manhattan. And over time, it evolved into Bridges.
I'm Jeff Worden, and that makes perfect sense to me. The homeless population who live with great uncertainty all through the week. The one thing they knew was definitely coming was the Bridges truck on a Friday night.
A Friday night run really became something I looked forward to.
It became a beacon. I mean, people saw that yellow truck coming and they knew who we were. We weren't just some random group of people giving out sandwiches. This was Bridges. The difference between our organization and other organizations is that they have brick and mortar places and they sit there and behind their desks and they wait for people to come to them. Bridges has always taken the opposite approach. They're meeting people where they are on the street, metaphorically and physically.
The volunteer force is just phenomenal. Many of those come back week after week to many of the same locations and have formed pretty deep relationships with some of the folks seeking services. And there's this equality of humanism, right, that we are trying to establish.
Because they discharged you and now it's a Saturday, your only recourse would be to go to social services, which isn't open until Monday, right? Leaving you with no place to stay over the weekend. Right. And that's not right. We don't like that.
We are both human beings who are no different but for our circumstances. And I feel like that speaks to the origins of Jeff and Ginger taking to the streets in that way. Project Connect really began as an effort to help people more deeply than the outreach runs enabled us to do. We've shifted from being focused on outputs to being focused on impacts. So that was the attempt at Project Connect, was to have our own space where people could come in, be treated with that same dignity, and give us the opportunity to understand everything that we can really help you with.
For me now being on the other side and to give people the hope that was given to me is amazing when they walk out of here smiling. It's all right, baby. We're gonna make sure you're okay. The little things like that make their day and that we put a smile on their face. Or when they finally get their housing. It's like you want to throw a party because it's like there's someone else that we're getting that much closer to getting them off the street.
Most of the people who come to us who are currently experiencing homelessness need to be able to identify themselves in an official way. So they come to us in search of many of these identity documents that are the gateway to benefits. They're the gateway even to a shelter bed. So it often starts there, but that really is the tip of the iceberg, because what this team's able to do is make sure that they're getting enrolled in all of the benefits that they qualify for, that they can, explore workforce development opportunities, that they have a safe place to sleep, that they're headed down a path to a housing voucher, that their healthcare needs are met. It's a very holistic approach that our team takes. We're just constantly kind of scratching away at it, trying to peel away that onion and get to a place where we can help you more deeply than maybe what you first came for.
They want to hear your story. They want to really know. They care. But like, I wasn't going to win. And they say, you are going to win. We're helping you, but you got to help yourself. You got to believe in yourself. And I start believing. I've been staying in my apartment for 2.5 years now. The best thing to have my own home is my peace. My own peace of mind. My peace of mind, finally. And not knowing that I'm never going to lose it, knowing that I have a lot of support.
Newark is reported as being 16,000 affordable units short. And that doesn't even get into the permanent supportive housing needs that a lot of these folks are going to require from a housing first perspective.
Everything is always a waiting list. I feel like if you're already out here and you don't have nothing, you shouldn't have to wait to receive.
It's getting increasingly difficult when I play by everybody's rules, but I'm not receiving any of the, even the bare minimum.
We need more housing units for these folks, and we need to be part of building those housing units. It feels very urgent, and it feels like work that desperately needs to be done.
I mean, we've all experienced difficulties in our lives. People have experienced illnesses and all kinds of personal catastrophes. But when you don't even have a home, I still can't quite imagine it.
Bridges is uniquely positioned to help make a real, significant, and lasting change, and to equip and empower the entire community to end homelessness, so that when somebody finds themselves experiencing homelessness, we can be prepared to pick them up and place them somewhere.
It fills my heart to say that what I see in the leadership of Bridges is a group of very capable people who are making real strides toward ending homelessness. It really is an ambition that is worthy of support, and it makes me very proud.
Okay, well, this is going to be my favorite place, because it's a kitchen, and I'm pretty much a gourmet cook. I'm gonna try to find me some hog maws and chitlins. You know what hog maws and chitlins are?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go with the bathroom. I'm excited about I can take a shower any day, anytime I want to. It's a big honor to be able to function normally again.
Ultimately, we expect to end people sleeping outside in Newark, New Jersey, and in Summit, New Jersey, and throughout Essex and Union counties. The evidence is there. This model has worked, and it worked first in New Jersey.
I'm just like taking all of the good energy in and ready to start my new life. My new chapter of life,
What we hear from folks we serve about what it means to have a private space that is theirs, that is secure, with a front door that they can close and lock, is really about dignity, safety, security. It feels like what's right.
virtually every religion around the world, there is a key philosophy which is akin to our treat your neighbor as you would want your neighbor to treat you. And I think it's been and continues to be at the very heart of what Bridges is all about.